Hello guys, welcome back. So far we worked on work experience association with the user model, and we also finished the CRUD operations for work experience resource using the turbo stream. Okay, now in this lecture we will be working to display more work experience attributes in browser by creating instance method in model. Right now you can see that we are displaying the very basic detail about the work experience record of a user. Okay, for example, see the company name and employment type in the work experience item. Here you can see that these are the work experience item, or you can say record as well. Okay, so here we are displaying the company and employment type as a separate element on the DOM, but by creating an instance method for it, we can combine both the attributes in a single text, and we can use only one element on the DOM for displaying both the details. Okay, and this will deliver the same information, but this time using single DOM element instead of two. Okay, and we can also display the experience duration there in years and month and so on. Okay, my only purpose is to show you that how we can use instance method in model to better display the record details on the browser. However, if you remember, we already do that for displaying the username and address information here. So we created the name and the address method within the user model, and we combined the multiple attributes here to form a single text. Okay, now we will do the similar thing for displaying the details of work experience record. Okay, so let's do that. First we will work on displaying the company name and employment type as a single text. Here you can see that we are using two small elements or two small tag on the DOM. Okay, so now after creating the instance method, we will display both the information in a single small tag, and we will remove the small tag for self-employed or the employment type. Okay, so come to the work experience model, and at the last what you need to do, you need to create an instance method and name this instance method as, let's say, company with employment type. Company with employment type. Okay, and in this method what we need to do, that we just need to interpolate the companies and employment type in a single string. Okay, so first add the company here, company and space, and then you need to use you need to interpolate the value of employment type. Okay, so in this, do the employment type. Okay, and at the last just add the strip. Okay, and strip, why we are adding this, just if there is any white spaces left by the user and on both start and end within the company name or employment type. Okay, so it will remove it. Okay, now save the model file and come to the work experience partial in the app views work experiences. Okay, here you can see this is the partial. Okay, and here what we need to do, you can see that we are displaying the work experience dot company and work experience dot employment type. Okay, so now we can remove the employment type. Okay, and we can call this instance method company with employment type on the partial. Now remove this company, and here we can use work experience dot company with employment type. Okay, now this will display the company name and the employment type of user in a single text. So save it and refresh the browser, and when you refresh the browser you will see that it is showing Mark System Private Limited, and in the parenthesis it is showing the employment type of this work experience, and similar same in the other work experience detail, that is Appsimpact Technologies and full time. Okay, now we can do the same thing for location as well. Okay, right now we are only displaying the location, but now we will display the location type as well. Okay, so come to the work experience model again and create another instance method with name job location. Okay, so come to the work experience model, and here we can do job location, and here what we need to do, we just need to interpolate the location and location type. Location, and in the parenthesis we need to interpolate location type. Okay, save it and call this job location method on the partial here, where we are calling the work experience dot location. So here we need to use job underscore location, I mean invoke this method on the work experience instance, and come to the browser again and refresh the page. Now you will see job location as well after the location, so sorry, location type as well after the location. So here you can see Indore, India, and in the parenthesis you can see the location type of this experience, that is remote, and for the and same for the other work experience record as well. Okay, So we displayed the company, employment type, location and location type using the instance method. Now as the last thing for this lecture, we need to display the total duration of experience. I mean how long a user worked at the mentioned company in the work experience. Okay, so to display this, create a new instance method in the work experience model. So come to the work experience model again, and after the job location we need to create another instance method and name it as job duration. Okay, so def job duration. Okay, and in this method, first we need to calculate the total months from the experience duration. Since start date is always necessary, so we need to put a condition for the end date, because if user is currently working, then we need to consider the today's date at the end date or current date as the end date. If end date is present, then we will use its value. Okay, so let's do that. So what we need to do, first we need to fetch all the months. So let's define a local variable as months here, and here we will add the condition that if end date dot present, if end date dot present. Okay, so now if this condition is true, then we will use the end date for fetching the total number of months. Okay, so to fetch the total number of months, what we need to do here, we need to do end date dot year, first get the year. Okay, hyphen start date dot year, or minus start date or year. Okay, because to get the total number of years, we need to subtract the years. Okay, so start date dot year. Okay, and then multiply it by 12 to get all the months, plus end date dot month hyphen start date dot month, minus, and here what we need to do, end date dot day. This is a boolean condition here. If end date dot day is greater or equal than start date dot day, then use 0, otherwise use 1, and at the end just round it. Okay, so to get the exact output, exact decimal number. Okay, now if end date is not present, then we need to use date dot today as end date. Okay, so just copy this line here, copy it, and in the else part, what we need to do, just paste it and replace this end date by date dot today. Okay, however if you wish, you can use date dot current as well. By the way, I'm going with the date dot today, but it all up to you that if you want to choose date dot current, then you can use that as well. Okay, so this logic will give all the number of months. For example, if it is 35 months, like 2 years and 11 months, then it will return, let's say, 33 months. Sorry, 35 months. If it is 1 year, 6 months, then it will return 18 months. Okay. Now we need to get the number of years and month from the total of months. So we need to use the div mod function provided by Ruby. So here what we can do. So after the else part, sorry, after the else part, just define another local variable and name it as result. And here we need to call div mod method on months. Months dot div mod, sorry, div mod and provided by 12. Okay, because to get the year and months, we need to divide the number by 12. Okay, this will give you an array of two integers, one for the quotient and one for the remainder. Quotient will be the number of year for us, and remainder will be the number of months for us. Okay, so we get the result from this line. Okay, now let's form the duration string. Okay, I mean we need to set the duration as like if it is 15 months, then we need to display 1 year 3 months, or if it is, let's say, 41 months, then we need to display 3 years and 5 months, and so on. Okay, so let's define another local variable with name duration here. Okay, and in this duration variable, what we need to do, that just add here, sorry, just add the string, and in this string we need to check if result dot first is greater than 1. Okay, so result dot first, then result dot first is greater than 1, sorry, is greater than 1, then we need to display year, sorry, years, else we will display year. Okay, and then we same thing we need to do for the months as well. Okay, for example, if it is 1 month, then we need to display 1 month. If it is more than one, then we need to display months. Okay, so what we can do here, similar like this, result dot first, result dot last, and then if result dot last greater than 1, then simply use month, otherwise use months. Sorry, if it is greater than 1, then use months, otherwise return month. Okay, so our duration string has been done here. Okay, now we need to return the text that we want to display on the browser. Okay, so here we need to check if user is currently working here or not. If user is currently working here, then it will be the duration mentioning present, otherwise the total duration. Okay, so after the duration, what we need to do, if, sorry, if currently working here, okay, if it is true, then we need to display some other duration, else we need to display some other duration. So let's write the duration for if user is currently working in this company. Okay, so what we can do here, let's say start date dot strf time, and here we need to display person b, sorry, person b and person y to present, and here we need to call the total duration. Else what we can do, just copy this line. If user is not currently working here, then instead of present we need to use the end date dot strf time percent b percent y. Okay, so we will use the same thing but for the end date. Okay, so now just do it, make it end date, sorry, and save it. So the logic for displaying the job duration as a text is done here. However, this method seems complicated, but you can just try to understand it yourself. If you have any difficulties, you can let me through the comment section. However, this logic is even bigger, but it's very simple and straightforward. Okay, now save the model file and come to the experience partial, and here we need to create another small tag to call this job duration. Okay, so just copy this small tag, and in this small tag what we need to do, replace this job location by job duration. Okay, and save it. Now switch to the browser and refresh the page. So come to the browser and refresh the page, it will show the job duration for us. So here you can see that in this company it is showing that January 2002 to December 2012 22. Okay, that means it's working 2 years 10 months, and here it is showing 0 year 5 months since January 23 to present. And it is showing why 0 year 5 months, because this month is not completed. So we have I'm only working at this company since last more than 5 months, so it is displaying the 5 months here. Okay, and that's it from this lecture. Here our purpose was to display better details of the work experience record on the browser using instance method, and we achieved that. Okay, now come to the work experience model again. So switch to the project directory and come to the work experience model again. Here you can see that this method seems very long, and we are using almost a similar condition here. Here you can see that except the variable name, that is here it is end date and here it is date dot today. Okay, so if we wish, we can refactor it further into other methods as well. For example, here you can see that we can replace the end date and date dot today via a variable name in some other method, and then we can use that. So let's try to refactor this here. So create another method, let's say def, get last date, or make fetch last date, or not last date, you can create it like fetch months. Okay, and here we can provide last date and end this method. Now we can copy this, we can call this method in if end dot is present. So for example, here you can do last date, and here we can provide end date if end date is present. Okay, and now we can remove this from here, cut it, and we can paste it here. Okay, and in this method replace end date by last date. Okay, now if end date is not present, then what we can do, we can call this method with date dot today argument. Okay, so in the else part, what you can do, simply paste it here, and here you need to do date dot today. Okay, and you can refresh it. Yeah, you can remove this line. Okay, so now you can see that we have more clear implementation of our job duration method, that we are using the similar code only one time to fetch the total number of months. Okay, now if you come to the browser and refresh your page, you will see that it is still working. Now we are still getting the same output. Okay, and similarly, if you wish, you can pass this get the duration from other string as well, like just call the result. Okay, and then you can fetch the duration string here. Okay, however, it's all up to you if you want to refactor that this part or not. If you wish, you can fetch the duration from some other method. Okay, so that's all from this lecture. Now we will meet into the next lecture with another topic. Meanwhile, try this lecture at your end, and we will meet in the next lecture. Till then, tata, sorry, tata, goodbye, take care, and stay safe.